Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a video I like to call DK Metcalf versus the world. For those who don't know what this is, it's actually an old series I used to do where I take a player at their position and rank them against the other players at their position. The reason I'm picking DK Metcalf is because of all the trade rumors circulating around the guy and just the fact that I have always thought he has been not only underrated but underappreciated in the NFL. But today I'm going to give it an honest ranking and we're going to see how good I think DK truly is. Couple of plugs as always. Don't forget to use code Wyatt'sWorld on G Fuel, Waggle Golf, or Prize Picks. By using my codes on G Fuel or Waggle, you'll save a discount on any of their products, and by using it at sign up on Prize Picks, you're going to guarantee yourself to win a free $50 with your first $5 entry. Think of the puppies. However, that's all I've got for plugs. Let's get into the video. Okay, folks, so here we are at the tier list, and these tier lists are very simplistic. Not that they all aren't, but we got DK Metcalf in the middle. The players who I would take above DK will go over him. The players I wouldn't take over DK will go under him. However, one thing I do like to do in these videos before we go into the actual ranking is just give a brief overview of the player's career. DK has been around for 6 seasons in the NFL, and in those 6 seasons, he has garnished 6,324 receiving yards, 48 touchdowns, and 438 receptions. If you look at DK from a year-by-year standpoint, he has never really been a reception monster. He did have 90 back in 2022. But one thing you will notice about the guy is his incredible consistency when it comes to yardage and his decent consistency when it comes to touchdowns. I've pointed this out before too, but I mean, if you add the total yards he has missed on every year to not get 1,000, the guy's like 200 yards away from having a Mike Evans-esque start to his career. And I would also like to point out that DK has an extremely respectable yards per reception on average. I mean, typically he's around 15. Further confirming that majority of his receptions are big plays. So now that we've looked over the career of DK Zacharias Metcalf, we will officially get into the ranking. So first player we have here is A.D. Mitchell. That's not even a discussion. Absolutely not. After A.D. Mitchell, we go on to A.J. Brown. This is another one that's not really a discussion, but in the total opposite direction. Like, I would absolutely take A.J. over DK. I think some people are taking his regression season a little bit too serious. The guy's still 27 years old. He's the same age as DK. Brother still has 4 or 5 phenomenal years left in him. Now we've got Amari Cooper. No. Respect the guy, but he's just not that good anymore. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I would take over DK. This guy's 25 years old and is already unbelievable, but the scariest thing about him is that I still think he's improving on a year-by-year basis. This guy remains a Lion for his entire career. He might end up battling Megatron for a best Lion receiver ever trophy. Brandon Cooks, not a chance. Brandon Ayuk, ooh. I know they're not similar sizes, but they're similar type players. Big play guys, not a ton of receptions, both probably around the same age. I bet you Ayuk's a little bit younger. Fucking A, if we have to go off recency bias and injury right now, I guess I'm gonna take DK, but it's by a hair. By a hair. I love Ayuk. I've always been on his side that he's been extremely underrated as well and undervalued. Now we got Brian Thomas Jr. Brother, this guy is my Nick Chubb of receivers. I love him. If the Bills had to have an option right now between DK and Brian Thomas, like if that was a scenario, I'm taking B-Tom, dude. He is a machine. Arguably the best receiver out of the draft class. Calvin Ridley. Absolutely not. Nothing to talk about either. He couldn't hold DK's jock. Now moving on, we have CeeDee Lamb. Definitely over DK. CeeDee is elite. CeeDee is like a top 5 receiver in the league, or at least should be in that discussion. And if you don't think he is, then you should argue with the wall. Remember when people were saying he wasn't a #1 receiver? Funny times. Moving on, we have Chris Godwin. I wouldn't take him over DK, but I do respect the man. I think he is extremely good. Hope he bounces back from his injury in the best way possible. Chris Olave, not taking him over DK. I think he's a decent receiver. He'd actually be a good person to do this list with. Anyway, moving on to Christian Kirk, not taking him over DK. I have a feeling he'll end up as a Buffalo Bill one day, though. Him and Josh Allen are like best friends. Actually, is he a free agent right now? No, I just checked. He has 1 more year. Christian Watson. That's hilarious. He literally could not hold DK Metcalf's jockstrap because he would drop the fucking thing. Like, literally, he couldn't hold it. Cooper Kupp. No. Cooper Kupp 3 years ago? Probably. Cooper Kupp now? Like, it's not a question. Cortland Sutton. Somebody recommended him for Hall of Fame or not. I was like, are you serious, bro? I ain't taking him over DK. Curtis Samuel. Forgot he was in the league. Sad because he was a Bill. Devontae Adams. If this is long-term, building a future, going forward, obviously I'm probably going to take DK over the guy who's like 31 years old. But we're talking right now, pure talent. I still think Devontae Adams has got it, man. DeAndre Hopkins, 6 years ago, maybe? Debus, not a fucking chance. Not on this planet would I ever consider taking Debo over DK. This man's entire career is riding off of a season that he had 4 fucking years ago. And now we got the Slim Reaper. Ay, 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 ay. They both have huge upsides on each other. Slim is obviously gonna be quicker. DK's obviously got the size and the muscle. That one's really close because I love Devontae Smith too. I'd probably take DK though, especially if it's like, who would I rather have on the Bills? Trust me, speed is phenomenal, but it can be contained. Physicality? There ain't not much you can do about that. And Deontay Johnson, absolutely not. He's like the worst receiver I've ever seen. On a career standpoint, he's not, but this year, I've never seen someone jump around like he did. Like, that was insane. DJ Moore. Ooh, that's tough. That's really fucking tough, actually. I think DJ's also underrated, and I think part of that comes because he's just been on bad teams throughout his entire career. Maybe my favoritism into DK's playing into this, but I'd probably take DK by a smidge again. Dontavian Wicks. No, but I'm a fan of him. I know I've mentioned that before. I think he's a damn good player. Now moving on, we have Drake London. Hold the fuck on. Yeah, I would. I'd take him over DK. This guy is forgotten about. This guy is a sleeper. This guy is a dark horse in the league. This guy is a demon. 2 years ago, I remember seeing that game where he threw up like 187 yards, and I was like, ooh, this guy's a fucking freak. Then last year, we got to see him with a half-ass Kirk Cousins and a Michael Penix, who is a daredevil when it comes to throwing the ball and will feed it to him at all costs. And then we got to see the monster that Drake London truly is. I think he's gonna have a rocket strapped under his ass for the next 5 years. Now we move on to Garrett Wilson. This one's, it could be tough, but I'm gonna say no. I think Garrett Wilson's great. Obviously, he has talent. He made that miraculous catch this year. But I don't think he's as big of an impact player as DK Metcalf. I think he makes a lot of smaller plays, but in return, he has a ton of receptions every year. George Pickens, fuck no. Jahan Dotson, absolutely not. Jamar Chase, absolutely yes. He dominated this year, dude. 1,700 yards, 17 touchdowns, 127 receptions, still above 13 yards a reception on average. He was nuts. Now we're on to Jameson Williams. No. Now, while he is definitely trending in the right direction, finally, it's just not a discussion right now. Jackson Smith, very close. I think he's very underrated. I would take DK though, just by a hair right now. Jaden Reed, no. He's good, but he's not that good. Jalen Waddle, yes, I would take him over DK. That's not a question. Take his regression season, turn it sideways, and shove it up your fucking asshole. This guy is without a doubt an elite receiver, and I think he has proved that throughout his career so far. Jordan Addison, close, but no. Touchdown machine, impactful player, but I don't know if we'll ever get to see him to his full potential when he's behind JJ. Speaking of JJ, I'm taking him over DK. Arguably the best receiver in the league, and arguably the best receiver I've ever watched. Moving on, we have Keenan Allen. Absolutely not. Again, maybe like 3 years ago. Deion Coleman, no, but the Bills want him to be DK Metcalf. Lad McConkey, I would definitely have to take him over DK, dude. This guy threw up a stellar season. Speaking of rookies, we got Malik Neighbors, another guy I would take over DK. Abso-fucking-lutely. This guy plays like a Madden CPU on Hall of Fame difficulty. Like, that's how he runs, that's how he catches. He's so quick and explosive, he doesn't look real. Hollywood Brown, get the fuck out of here. Marvin Harrison Jr., not yet. I figured I would be saying yes, but he was disappointing. Like I said, he wasn't bad, but he was disappointing for his draft slot. Michael Pittman Jr., no. Man needs to get the fuck out of Indianapolis. Mike Evans, I mean, yes. Kind of like a Devontae Adams thing. He's getting old. Going forward, I would take DK talent right now. He's still got it, man. He is still Big Mike. Mike Williams, absolutely not. Nico Collins, another one that's very close, but I'm going to say no because he has got some health concerns. Man's never started over 12 games in a season. He is a freak of nature with CJ Stroud, but we need him to be out there. Puka Nacua, probably gonna have to take him over DK. That guy's a savage. This guy missed some time and then came back and threw up 5 100-yard receiving performances in 10 games. Rashee Rice, nope. Romo Dunze, nope. Stephon Diggs, nope. 3 years ago, buddy. Tank Dell, nope. Really need that guy to stay healthy. T. Higgins, another guy who I'm not sure we're ever gonna get to see his full potential, but a guy I've seen more out of than Jordan Addison, and a guy that I would be a lot more comfortable taking over DK Metcalf. T is a beast. Now we got Terry McLaurin. I'm sorry. I wouldn't take him over DK Metcalf. He had a great year. But if you take away his 13 touchdowns, I mean, he's statistically the same Terry he's always been, which is consistently good. But I'm taking the Iron Giant over him. Tyler Lockett, not even close. Can't stand how he fucking plays. Tyreek, probably by a little bit, but I do think that his age is starting to catch up with him. Still elite, though. And then the final two are Xavier Worthy, which is a no, and Zay Flowers, which is closer, but a no. And there you guys have it for DK Metcalf versus the world. My calculations are right, assuming this list didn't miss anybody. I have DK Metcalf ranked as the 16th wide receiver in the NFL. I think that's fair. Some people are gonna hate it. Again, guys, that is going to be all for today's video. Let me know in the comments where you agree and where you disagree with my placements. As always, I had a ton of fun making this, and I enjoy each and every one of you guys for watching it. Show any support, you know I appreciate it. But in the meantime, I'm going to get this edited so you guys can watch it on time. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I will see you in the next upload.